Broken hearts suck. Hey, what's up? Hello, Carrington here. Today's video, I really felt it on my heart that I wanted to do today. This video is just me explaining how I found myself and how I really learned to stop playing the victim after a broken heart. This might sound dramatic, but if you've ever had a broken heart, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Broken hearts suck. Especially when it comes from a bad breakup, it is awful. It is a terrible pain. You do not wish it upon anyone. And many of us, if not all of us, do experience broken hearts. Now, if you have never experienced a broken heart, I don't know if I can say good for you. You've never experienced it, because I've come to learn a lot from mine and I've grown so much. But hey, that's just a pain that you will never have to feel. And
I guess that is good for you, I guess.
I've had two major heartbreaks in my life. And that's not to say that I haven't had other bad breakups, that I haven't had other bad situations, but I've had two major ones that really shaped who I am today and taught me many lessons. My first broken heart was with my first relationship with a guy that I thought was my first love, but I've come to realize really wasn't my first love. It was puppy love. It was my first boyfriend. So of course at the time I thought, like, this is the one, this is gonna last forever. And when that didn't happen, it was bad. I remember I couldn't eat. I was crying a lot. Both my family and friends were there for me. Thank goodness I had such a great support system, but it was definitely a tough time to get over. And of course, I moved on. My second broken heart, I swear I remember telling my mom that was even worse than my first. That was a toxic love that I experienced.
Sniping, fighting, cutting each other down. I don't want to lose all that.
A really damaging relationship. I was dangerously in love. And when I say that, I mean, we were obsessed with one another. I forgot who I was. I forgot really what I was living for and who I was living for. I shaped my whole life around this person, and I just really built this guy up to be, I built this person up to be something that they never were gonna be. And it was a tough realization, but ultimately, when I learned that I had to end that and get out of that relationship, oof, it hurt so much. It was very painful. Again, another pain I will just never forget in my life. But it shaped me and I learned a lot from it. So it was one that I definitely had to go through to become the person that I am today, to learn the lessons that I have today, and to grow to where I am now. Broken hearts after relationships, it is a pain. You wonder that, will you ever recover from this pain? I'm here to tell you, yes, you will. The world does not end. Life does not stop after broken hearts. You will definitely be down. You will be in the gutters for some time, but there is always a brighter side to things. There is always a road ahead, and you're gonna overcome it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna share my story of my second relationship, because that really did play a big part into who I am today, I feel. But if I ever do feel open enough to share that with you guys, that is one crazy story time. Honestly, I kind of give an insight into that relationship in one of my songs, No Longer Yours. Check it out on streaming services. But yeah, let's get into how I exactly moved on, how I found myself, and really learned to stop playing the victim. You're gonna have to stop doing it, okay? Number one, I allowed myself to feel all the emotions after my breakup. Whether that was crying, tears were flowing, a lot of venting happened, laying in my bed, sulking. I did all of that for sure. Now, that's not to say you should do that forever and ever. You have to pick yourself up eventually. But first, allow yourself to feel all those emotions. There's no need or reason to suppress the tears, the crying. If people want to say that makes you feel weak, I think that's really dumb and ignorant to say. Cry, let it out. I think you're actually even stronger for letting that out personally. There's nothing wrong. If you want to sit in your room by yourself and cry, do it. If you feel like you're driving one day and you have to pull over just to gather yourself and your thoughts, do it. It's good to just let it out, because once you've really let it all out, there's going to be eventually nothing left for you to let out. So eventually those emotions, that sadness, it's going to go away. The pain, the anger, it's all going to be gone eventually. 2, I vented to my friends and family so much. I am really blessed and fortunate that I have a strong support system. Some of my best friends who have been there with me for many years have been so great in listening and being there for me when I needed them the most. Now, of course, you have to understand while your good friends will be there for you, they're gonna get tired of hearing your story, okay? So that was another thing I had to realize. Eventually, I realized my friends are not my therapist. People will get tired of hearing your story just as much as you get tired of explaining it. I eventually found, like, months in that, I was just saying the same stuff, like why I was hurt, why I was feeling that way. And it was like, as amazing as my friends are, and I know that they were there to listen for me, I'm sure that they got tired of hearing it, because I definitely got tired of explaining it. And I was tired of feeling the way that I was feeling. I was tired of feeling down. I was tired of feeling sad. I was tired of feeling like this, and personally, this pathetic person that was like, why am I still sulking over my ex? Well, it's because I'm still trying to spend all this energy on this person, and I'm not really trying to find myself.
Basically, you gotta stop checking his social media. Okay, just stop it.
You're gonna have a great support system, hopefully, and you can rely on your friends. You can only do that for so long. That is not to say that your friends don't love you, okay? Your friends love you, your family loves you, but life moves on, and so do you. The third thing is that one of my really good friends reminded me that you have to stop playing the victim card, okay? Woe is me. People should feel sorry for me. People should feel this, is that, the other. Other people in general do not care. Other people don't care. Life goes on. People are living their lives. And of course, like I said, number one, you got to feel all your emotions, but other people don't really care to hear the sob story. Some will, a lot won't, unfortunately. And that's just because, again, time is moving, life goes on. There are bigger things than just ourselves that we have to worry about in life. The world does not revolve around you. That is not to say, I am not saying this to make you feel less important or as if you are not important in life. Of course you are. Cherish life, live life, but there are bigger things than just ourselves. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to say anything to trigger anyone. I'm just keeping it real. If I've learned anything, it's that life goes on and people just don't care. Fourth thing, I started to learn how to enjoy my own company. I feel like when I was in a relationship, I was so set on that other person. I was so set on revolving my life around them that I forgot really how to just enjoy being by myself. Even when you're in a relationship, you should really learn to enjoy just being by yourself. When I'm with my partner, he and I, we both like to have our separate times to just be by ourselves. Like there's some times when I'm like, hey, I kind of just want to like be by myself today, if that's cool. When you're with the right, stable, healthy person, they should totally be understanding of that, and they're not going to put you down for wanting to be by yourself, or like, you don't want to spend time with me. No, it's not a personal attack. It's not anything personal. I just want to be by myself for a bit. So you have to really learn how to enjoy your own company. And I started doing that by taking myself out on dates, I would take myself to get coffee. I took myself out to restaurants. Yes, I call it taking myself out because these are things I really never thought of doing prior to being in relationships. You know, I'm always so set on like, who's my person? Who am I gonna do all these things with? But you can do a lot of these things yourself. I would take myself out to my favorite restaurants. I would get dressed up. I would compliment myself. I've left quotes hanging up all around me. You know, if you've ever seen Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union, she puts quotes all over the place. I started doing that, encouraging words for myself. I made sure that anything I was doing was inspiring for myself. So I would follow a lot of apps that I found posted inspiring quotes, like the app Selfish Babe. That app sends you daily quotes that are great for practicing self-love, for just learning how to be confident in yourself. And I was just doing this on a daily, and I found that that was very helpful. When you speak kind things to yourself, when you just treat yourself and give yourself the love that you're so wanting to give another, it's amazing. You're just really giving yourself the love that you've always deserved, because unfortunately, there are times when we come and run into people who are not able to give us the love that we deserve. They're just not our person. So you have to learn how to be your own person for you before finding another that's also going to be a good person for you, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hopefully I'm making sense here. Next thing I did, I picked up a hobby. I have always loved singing, which if you guys watch my channel here, you know I post covers. I've been making music for a couple of years now. Later on this year, I will be putting out my first EP. It'll be either the end of this year or sometime in the spring of next year, but I'm very excited for that. And honestly, my breakup, my last bad relationship, inspired a lot of my songs today. So that is always a plus from going through heartbreak and bad relationships. I finally pushed myself to get into music, get in the studio. Music is such a great way to release the things that you are feeling, to just get in tune with yourself, to really get in touch with who you are. And so is dancing. You know, you want to find something, some sort of hobby that you are able to release or come in touch with who you are. And for me, music is that. So I'm really grateful that that is the hobby that I picked up and I got into. And hopefully one day I can make something of a career of it. Who knows? The last thing that I did was I did go to therapy. Now, I went to therapy, I think a couple years after that last breakup, that last broken heart. And it really was great for me. I know a lot of people are like now really pushing therapy. It doesn't work for everyone. For me, I realized a lot of things about myself and the emotions that I was feeling at the time of that last breakup. So I found that my therapist really helped me figure out the emotions and why I was feeling the things that I was feeling and why I was still holding on for so long to that past relationship. And now I'm in a much healthier place, but I am in this place because I followed a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you all today. That's really the things that I went through to find out who I am. You know, I'm always learning more about myself, but I'm in such a better place today than I was a few years ago. So these are really all the few things that I wanted to share with you all, and hopefully who's ever in a rough patch in their lives, that you guys find this helpful. If you do find this helpful or useful, or you've enjoyed this video at all, please be sure to give a like, leave a comment, and if you're not, be sure to subscribe, because that's really gonna help me out, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. I am so blessed. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you watched it all the way through, check out my music if you haven't, but I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.